rewards tokens. I'm sure you guys are aware that a lot of
Once I
rewards
confirm the
tokens
stream is
are
working
great in the
and y'all can hear
beginning,
what
but
they're
then
saying,
they're gonna
once
eventually
I can
die
confirm
down
that y'all
because
can hear what they're saying,
the
I'm going to
volume
end
just
this or
won't
end
Oh
this
stay
yeah.
off, y'all.
consistent like it does. So
Yes, I did shade.
how do you counteract that? That's the big question that, and really nobody's been able to figure that out, especially with the high
Yeah.
rewards
Okay, y'all good.
tokens. So that's why I came up with the launch pad idea. I said, well, I mean, if you look at these launch pads, IDOs, you have to stake or you have to hold a certain amount of the native token in order to participate in them. So how can you get volume to come in and out? Well, a launch pad, if you launch quite a few different projects, people are going to come in and purchase the tokens, the BUSDX tokens, in order to stake them or hold them to reach the tier that they want to be at. And in the crypto space, it's very rare for people to hold just one token. I mean, they're going to dump. A lot of people are going to dump. They're not going to be loyal. There will be some that are loyal, but I mean, for the most part, people are going to come in. They're going to buy what they need to buy to participate in that IDO that we have, and then they're going to dump. And when we have another one, they're going to come back and buy back up and then dump again. I mean, that's just how it's going to happen. I know it's going to. I'm not saying everybody's going to do that, but there's going to be a good percentage of them that will. So that's how I feel confident that we're going to keep that volume rolling in and out, to keep those rewards accumulating in your wallet. So that's why I came up with the launchpad idea. So yeah, that's.
I see. Got it. So basically, because people will need to hold on to those tokens in order to use the launchpad effectively and get guaranteed allocations, they're incentivized to hold on to onto those tokens instead of sell them, especially if volume dries up and this and that, as well as the staking side of things, which will also incentivize holding, right?
Right. Yep. Correct. So I mean, like I said, if you were to, we haven't came up with a tier system yet. I mean, we're kind of running through different numbers here and there, and we're trying to see what's going to work the best, because we don't want it to be anything insane as far as staking it. Like there's IDOs out there that make you stake $20,000, $30,000 worth of their token, and it's unreal to me. And which is why I don't participate in those. So but I'm not going to require you to stake that amount. It's going to be quite a bit lower than that. And I'm not going to require you to stake it for a certain amount of time either, because I don't believe in that. If you want to sell your tokens, you should be able to sell your tokens. So when the IDO is over with, you'll be able to take them right back out, unstake them if you want. If you want to leave them staked, then you're more than welcome to. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. And that's where I'm trying to set myself apart.
Got it. So is there going to be like a penalty for removing your staked tokens? Like,
I mean,
what if somebody...
it'll maybe be like 1% or something. Nothing crazy, no.
Yeah, okay, so not too dangerous.
No.
And if people stake for like a certain amount of time, then I guess it would nullify that penalty, or I don't know.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay, cool, got it. All right, so why don't we take a step back here and just we've got a pretty good overview of the project now, but speaking about the team that you guys have built and that you have here now, who is it? Like, who's on the team? How many members do you have, and what are the roles?
Yeah, so we got so obviously myself, I'm the CEO of the project. Jacob is our Solidity coder, so he does a lot of the back end and coding work on this. So he's the heart and soul as far as the back end goes. The guy doesn't stop. And then
the machine.
Yes, he is. And then so like, for example, my last project, I was also in charge of marketing. So I'm extremely not trying to be cocky or anything at all. So don't think that, but I'm extremely good at marketing. And I don't know if anybody's noticed if that's been in our group, but we've grown considerably in the last week or so. And just got a lot of connections, from me being in the space and being on all these different projects. So it just comes natural to me. So I mean, we do have another marketing manager too, and he helps. But for the most part, you can call me the CEO, dev, and marketing manager too. But his name's Ryan. His name's Ryan, and he's on a couple other projects too. So I don't expect him to have to put 100% in. So he helps with what he can. And then we got we've got our community managers. His name's Morpheus. We've got our investor relations manager, and he's the one that's usually on the call with me, but he had something come up, and his name's Misha. And then we've got admins and mods. We got Fred and David and Theo and Josh and Monita, and we just added Flash, and we just added Stanley, and we'll probably add a couple more maybe here soon, because it's starting to get real crazy. And once launch gets here, we're going to need people in there, at least 2 or 3 in there at all times, throughout the whole 24 hours of the day, to answer questions. So,
sure.
Yeah. So that as far as our team goes, that's our team.
Wow, quite the team you have there, and I'm very impressed you remember all their names too. All the mods and everything. It's makes people feel recognized.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Up.
And I always, and I mean, they mean a lot to me. They're working their butt off, and they're saving me from having to sit in there and get frustrated answering the same questions over and over and over. And like this morning, and I had to go get my coffee and back away because it's all the same questions. It's monotonous. But anyways, yeah. So they do a great job. So I appreciate them.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, I know. I've seen it in the Telegram groups, man. Like the same people come in, somebody asks one question, and then there's an answer, and then the next person asks literally the same question. They don't even read. I don't know.
Yeah, so like the pinned messages thing, it's like if people would just come in and read through the pinned messages, you'd be amazed how much you could learn. But
yeah, exactly.
They don't want to do that for some reason. So, but anyways.
And you said, you have a lot of experience in marketing and have a lot of connections there from your past projects. You said you've worked on about 6 different projects. You told us one of them was Doxed. Well, I think you've made, coming here to AMA with us, I think that was a good marketing choice.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually my
what's the
7th, 6th or 7th AMA. I don't even know, in the last couple weeks. So I've been just nonstop.
Okay.
But yeah, so as far, I mean, if we want to, let's go into marketing now that we're already talking about that. So marketing so far, we've got obviously all the AMAs have been doing countless call channels. I've had make calls on us, Telegram influencers talking about us, Twitter influencers tweeting about us. We've been on some TikTok videos. We've had YouTube videos out. We've got more YouTube videos coming out. We actually had so the owner of CoinSniper actually did push notifications on us yesterday. So I don't know if you realized how many members we accumulated yesterday, but that's because he did a huge push notification about us. So that's one of the.
So how does that work?
So you're on your desktop and you're sitting there and you're on CoinSniper, you'll get a pop-up and it'll be us. So you've got to either exit out of it or you can click on it and see what it's all about. So that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
And then we got PooCoin ads that are going to be coming out once we launch. We've got, and then with CoinSniper also, we've got three days worth of CoinSniper banner ads that are already in place and set to go once we launch. So the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, they'll be on there. We've got all kinds of CMS Reddit posts out there. We're going to be doing the top one. We'll have that probably this weekend before launch to get some more hype built up. And then we got Facebook ads out. And we're going to have 7 or 8 press releases coming out on launch day. So get ready, guys. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds like you guys have got that all covered for the marketing side. Anyways, cool. Is there anything that's like, I don't know, maybe we haven't seen before or something a bit alternative? Anything like that? could be?
As far as marketing?
Yeah, as far as marketing.
Not. I mean, I don't think there's anything that. The only thing that I have done different than any other project was the push notifications. I had never actually been a part of that before, but wow, I couldn't believe how great that worked. So that was awesome. But no, everything else is kind of just stuff I've learned from other projects, and I know what's successful and what isn't. So
Okay. Well, yeah, I was thinking, that's one to put up your sleeve anyway, the push notifications. I haven't heard of that either. But I don't know. I was thinking, like, are you going to go send something to space or do some crazy stuff like that? I don't know. Some projects do that stuff.
no, I haven't really thought of that, sending anything to space, but I actually thought about putting a banner up in New York Times Square. Might be a possibility.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I know some
well,
I can do that for me, so might do that.
Well, one that really stood out to me that a project was talking to me about was drone swarm. So they get a whole bunch of drones and they put it over a city and put a QR code. Somehow they like lay it over the sky with all these drones, and people can scan the QR code and it goes to your website and something like that. It's an idea.
He had somebody message me, DM me about a drone thing, but it wasn't a QR code. It was just our logo, and they could put the logo anywhere you wanted them to put it. So, but yeah, the QR code thing, it sounds awesome. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, cool. Well, nice. So, talking about the project in general, BUSDX, why did you guys decide to make this? Like, how did you form the team? Like, why did you decide to build this project? Why not do another type of project?
Well, so like I said, I honestly don't know. I don't know what made me come up with the BUSDX. I was just sitting at my job board one day, and I came up with it, and I was like, wow, that would be BUSDX, 10%. And it just popped in my head, and I just kind of started drafting up a cool logo and checked out to see if I could get BUSDX.com, see if that was available. It was, and I just started rolling with it. So honestly, there was nothing that sparked it except me just sitting there thinking about stuff.
Okay. Well, so was it like you were always planning to do this launch pad and the staking and stuff, or is that something that just evolved?
Nope. It just all kind of evolved. So, yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's a great idea to have something else behind it as well besides just those 10% rewards,
Well, yeah, for sure. And that's what I wanted to come to the table. I wanted to come to the table with working apps. I'm not. There's so many projects out there that come to the table and get ready to launch with no use case and no working use case, but they promise that they're going to have it in a month or two, and then look at how many don't. Either they didn't really have that plan anyways, or for whatever reason they just couldn't do it. But I mean, to me, coming to the table with actual working use case is the way it should be. So that's why I did it this way, and that's why I didn't launch or last month or whatever. I wanted to make sure I had something to bring to the table. So
yeah. So speaking about that, you said that the staking app and the launch pad should be good to go by the end of the month, the 29th you were aiming for.
yes.
So when are you launching?
The 22nd.
22nd. Okay. So why do you want to launch before that is ready on the 29th?
Well, like I had already explained, the launch pad that we have right now is working. It's a developed launch pad. I'm just trying to make it better. And I've already got so many marketing things and everything lined up for the actual launch date, and I don't want to postpone it. But it's going to take me a good week or so anyways to go through and interview these projects that want to be on it, and they're going to have to go through there's going to be a rigorous process for them to get on our launch pad. It's not going to just be like, I'm going to launch the day I launch, I'm going to have a project on there. So it's going to give me a good week or so to go through these projects. I've got 5 or 6 that have already sent me their information and they're interested in getting launched. So just gives me time to work with those.
Okay, cool. Got it. So do you plan to, shortly after the platform is ready, do you plan to have a project ready to go and launch through you?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, that's nice. I guess you can't tell us what it's going to be.
Right. No, I can't yet. And like I say, so with the launch, so to kind of explain why I believe we're different than, Pink Sale and DX Sale. Yeah, they are great. Don't get me wrong. We're actually going to be doing our pre-sale on Pink Sale, and they're amazing for marketing purposes because everybody knows Pink Sale. But at the same time, there's so many projects that come through those launch pads that are rug pulls and honeypots, and they're not required to do a KYC or an audit. Yeah, you'll get a little badge if you do those, but they're not required to. So I am going to require a project to be KYC'd and a project to be audited in order to launch on our launchpad, because every investor that is going to participate in that IDO is going to be an investor of our BUSDX token. So they mean a lot to me, and I'm going to do my best to protect them.
Sure. Yeah, that's good to hear. And, speaking of that, so why would a project use you guys rather than Pink Sale or DX Sale, where they might not potentially have to go through all those hoops, let's say?
So, I mean, if you kind of look at it as far as like, yeah, the big IDOs, you have to, I mean, it's a rigorous process to get listed on those big IDOs. A lot of projects just won't qualify for it. So, I mean, the only other option they really have is Pink Sale or DX Sale. But what if there's a mid tier, was what we're going for, to where they can still get an IDO type feel to it. They're getting free marketing by us because every single person in our group, right now we're up to like, I think almost 8,000 members. We haven't even launched yet. So think about all those members are going to be interested in that project that's launching on our pad. So they instantly get 8,000 people that are possibly interested in their project right as soon as we announce who it is.
Yeah, maybe you could even do AMAs with them and stuff like that as well. Like I know Pink Sale does that.
Yeah, so we will do AMAs with them for sure. And then, like I say, we do have an auditing company that we're working with. They do KYC also, so they do both, and we're working with them to work on the price. So the price isn't going to be astronomical for them to get audited and KYC. They're going to kind of, give them a deal. We're working together, so we're going to get them business, and they're gonna lower the price for these projects. So it's also a benefit to them because they can get the audit and the KYC done a lot cheaper than they could anywhere else. So the benefits are there with our launchpad.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So sort of what I'm gauging, what I'm seeing here is that you're going for something a bit more, maybe like, let's say, exclusive than Pink Sale or DX Sale, where there's a bit more safety behind it. People have to KYC. They need to have an audit, but not something as crazy or expensive as something like DAO Maker or Seedify or these big ones where you have to hold like $50,000 worth of tokens in order to get an allocation. So you're going to make it perhaps a bit more reasonable.
Correct.
In that sense.
Yep. Correct. And like I say, there's a lot of projects out there that they just don't have the funds for marketing, or it's a lot to come up with out of your own pocket. It really is for a lot of projects. They don't have it. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. You say, hey, I want to, you apply and you do what we tell, you do your interview with us, you KYC, you get your audit, you get all the free marketing that we can provide, you get AMAs with us. It's smart to do it. I mean, you go on Pink Sale, DX Sale, all that stuff that you have to do on your own. You got to come up with money for marketing. You got to try, and then you got to hope that people are going to know about your project, and you've got to. So that's all on you if you go that route. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely got it. Yeah, you can kind of give exposure to the project, as if they're launching through you can give them resources that you guys already have and connections that you have already. So makes sense to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so if I get a couple projects on here, I can say, well, I know this crypto hideout that would love to do an AMA. Right?
Oh, please. That would be
But
great.
so it's that's the benefit, and there's a lot of benefits to it. So
sure. And so
clearly
for the
people are already.
project,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask a question, but yeah, you tell me what you were going to say, please.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm good.
Okay. So I was going to say, for these projects that want to launch, like I know with like Pink Sale, for example, I think they have to pay. You would know better than I do, but like 2% of their tokens or some supply goes to them or something like that. Is it going to be a similar thing for your Launchpad?
I'm glad you brought that up. No, so I don't believe in taking somebody's tokens and then having to sell them on them to get my money. It's a dump on the chart, and I don't believe in it. So, I will set up a flat rate of what I think. I haven't came up with that yet, but I'll set a flat rate of what I think it should cost in BNB to get you launched, and then that's all I'll require. And if for some reason, like I said, it is expensive to go through all this. So if for some reason a project doesn't have what it's required in BNB or whatever to launch, then I'll work something out with them. If I do got to take their tokens, then we can make that work. But I want them to be able to say, hey, no, I don't want you to take my tokens. I'd rather just pay you straight up the flat rate and be done with it. So that's how we'll do that.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And it is dangerous, or a little bit not so great for the investors when the Launchpad has a big percentage of the tokens of the project. So and who knows if they're going to hold on to it or not. They're just they just want to get paid usually. So
and that's the thing,
understandable with that.
Right, because if you just hold the tokens, you're essentially not getting paid for the work you've done. So you got to sell them. And I get it; it's part of business, but I don't want to go that route.
Yeah. Okay. So with the Launchpad, I do like the idea of the Launchpad. I think that's a pretty strong utility that you guys could bring if everything goes to plan. You already have the app working. You said you've already launched your.
Oh, you cut out there.
Oh, sorry, did I lose you? Sorry. Yeah. Did you have any idea what the tiers might be for holders of the tokens to participate?
So don't these aren't set in stone. So don't quote me on these. But I'll just give you an idea of what, just some notes I've been jotting down with numbers and stuff. So just to give you an example, for example, if we went the highest tier, like diamond tier, we're thinking somewhere around 8 BNB worth of BUSDX token. That's not that much. Gold 5, silver 3, bronze 2. So it gives everybody a chance to participate in these ideas without having to buy or stake an insane amount.
Yeah, I see. So did you say, just as a rough guess, not set in stone, but something like 8,000 for the top tier? Was it?
No, 8 BNB worth of BUSDX.
Oh, okay, 8 BNB worth. I thought you said 8,000, which is still, actually quite reasonable, to be honest.
Right.
8,000, but yeah, 8 BNB, okay.
Yeah, and I say,
well,
because that's where I'm trying to set myself apart from these other ones, is because I don't believe in having to hold an astronomical amount of tokens or stake, for a certain amount of time. I just don't believe in it. So it's hard for me to make you stake or make you hold an insane amount when I hello? Oh, sorry about that.
All good, all good.
But anyways, yeah, so if I don't personally believe in it and I wouldn't personally do it myself, why would I want my investors to, right?
Yeah,
So.
definitely. Well, the thing is that you might come across as well, and what happens with most launch pads is that the token goes up in value if it's a good project, and well, what was once 8 BNB worth is now 50 BNB worth. You know, so how would you work that?
Yeah, I mean, we will obviously we'll have to mess with the numbers and stuff. So that's what we're trying to figure out right now, because we got to figure out a happy medium, with, so do we just want it to be a certain amount, as far as like, can't just say 8 BNB at this, or do we want it to be like 10,000 or 8,000 and then 5,000, and then that's just what it is. So whether it's, if the price of the token goes up, yeah, it's going to be less tokens that you have to hold. So we can't set it as a certain amount of tokens that you have to hold, because like you said, as the price of the token goes up, that could get pretty crazy. So it's going to probably have to be just a set in stone price. And that's something we're still messing around with, trying to figure out, okay, how, I got all these numbers in Excel sheets, and just it's crazy.
Okay.
But we'll have it all we'll have it all 100% figured out by the 29th, though, I can promise that.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, let's get into the token a little bit, the main event. BUSDX. So there's rewards on the token. Obviously, that's the main feature. Reward token, it's 10%
Yep.
BUSD rewards. And there's additional taxes also, aside from that 10% redistribution, right? Can you go into those?
Yeah, so there's 18% tax, and that's on buys and sells, and it's so 10% is taken for BUSD rewards, and that is redistributed to all the holders automatically every hour. And then there's a 5% tax that will be sent to the marketing and development fund, and then 3% will be sent to automatic liquidity.
Okay, cool, got it. So 18% total tax. That's both buy and sell.
Yep. But
okay.
So if you think about it, though,
So
55% of that 18% tax, 55% of it's going back to the investors, though.
Right. Yeah, got it. So yeah, 55% of it is redistributed as BUSD, and then the other portion is 5%, 5% tax for marketing and 3% for liquidity pool.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And what is the supply, the total supply and circulating supply? Is that all going to be at once? All of
it's the same.
yeah.
So we haven't burned any, and we don't. The only time we're going to actually burn any tokens is if we don't reach our hard cap in the pre-sale. We've got it set up to burn whatever is left, but that's not going to happen. So so it's going to be 1 billion.
Okay, got it. And those will all be released at once?
Yes. Well, I mean, we got like liquidity. Our liquidity is going to be locked. But as far as like tokens go, the team wallet and the dev wallet, those will be locked up for 5 months total.
Okay, got it. And what about for, I know there was a private sale, right? And that was, what, 200 BNB, if I'm mistaken?
Yep, it was 200 BNB.
Are those guys vested?
No.
Or did they have any lower price? Or,
they did. So
in
the private sale, they got 1 million tokens per BNB. So 200,000 more. So you get 800,000 in the pre-sale, and then launch price is going to be the same. So launch price is still going to be 800,000, but you will get that 18% tax tacked on.
Got it. But if we're in the pre-sale, we also won't. Will we be taxed for going into the pre-sale?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So you get your 800,000 free and clear. Yep.
All right. Cool. And then I think maybe you discussed it a little bit, but maybe you can expand on it. The utility for the token. So obviously, there's the rewards and there's the tiers for the launch pad. Is there anything else? There's staking. Is there anything else that might be a utility for this token?
Yes. So then, I mean, the granddaddy of them all, I'm just surprised we're just now bringing this up, but I'm glad you said something. So the granddaddy of them all is the BUSDX Pay. That's the one that I've been working my butt off to try to get going. So we're working on the back end of that right now. So what it'll be is it'll be a virtual pay where you can actually use the BUSDX token online to make purchases and then receive like a cash back in BUSD. And it's been attempted quite a few times, or people have said that they were going to do it. It just hasn't really been done yet. So if we can get that to be successful, this token will be well known. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
So
how would the cashback work? You know, where do those funds come from?
so like it'd be the same thing as far as, so when you use the token and it's actually used to buy something, then it'll probably be, honestly, probably just like a 1% back. So it's not going to be nothing like holding the token with the 10%, but it'll just be part of the transaction fee, and it'll just be redistributed back to the holders, and that would come from our revenue wallet.
Okay, but it wouldn't go. So 1% cash back, but wouldn't be, we're just throwing some numbers out here, but it wouldn't go back to all the holders. It would go back to the person who made the purchase.
Right. Just like,
Or
so just like any other, so just like any other cashback card that you have, it all comes back to you and on your card or whatever. So like if you're familiar with like crypto.com card, if you hold their card and you use it, you get like 1 or 2% back in CRO coins. So it'd be the same type of thing, but we're going to try to set up to where you get it back in BUSD, because it is a stable coin, and that's our goal. And I'm working, like I say, there's a lot to get figured out on this, and I'm working with a few different financial institutions right now, to go over legality matters and as far as different countries, and it's going to be a long process. It's going to cost a lot of developing funds, but that's why we've got that wallet there to help cover those costs.
Yeah, for sure. I have no idea the amount of different sort of hoops you have to jump through to get something like that running, a payment system like that. I'm sure there's a lot to consider.
Yes,
so
there's
how
a lot.
far along would you be?
There's a lot. What's that?
I was just asking, like, how has that progressed? You know, how far along would you be towards making that a reality?
Well, so as far as the back end part, we're working on the back end part of it, and that's the easy part. But the hard part's going to be all the legal involved, and it's just going to be a lot of traveling, I'm sure. That's what I'm finding out. Talking to the few financial institutions that I'm talking about, I'm going to be traveling a lot to go through all this, and I'm gonna have to go to different countries and stuff. So it's gonna be fun though. I'll get to travel, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be something to look forward to. Anyways, it sounds like you have a lot of big plans ahead of you. Okay, cool. So we can expect on the 29th, okay, Launchpad is ready. Maybe some tiers will be released. You'll be rewarded for holding the tokens. This is the plan to stop people from dumping, after the volume sort of dries up a bit. So, okay. And then there's also the staking side of things to also encourage people to hold on to that and do staking if they want to. What is the expected APR? Like, how will that work with the staking? What kind of returns could we get from that?
I'm probably thinking around like 12%. I mean, it's not going to be 18,000%. So it's.
Oh dang.
yeah, sorry. It might go up. We might be able to raise it. We're not sure yet, but I mean, it's not going to be anything astronomical either, as far as, because I'm not going to require you to stake it for a certain amount of time. So basically, the staking will really be the most beneficial, just to allow people to get into the IDOs and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
that's
Okay. Cool.
that's basically why I incorporated the staking into this. I didn't incorporate it I didn't want this to be a staking token. That's not where I'm going for. The staking is going to be involved in order for you to get into the IDOs, but like I said, then you can pull it right back out. So that's where I'm going with that.
I have two quick questions.
Definitely. Okay, just hang on a little bit. We'll be able to get to the questions at the end. No worries, we'll have plenty of time for that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll just move forward here to the pre-sale, for example, coming up here. So, what will be the hard cap and the soft cap for that?
Yeah, so the pre-sale is going to be on Pink Sale. That is tomorrow at 5 p.m. UTC, and the hard cap is 350 BNB. Soft cap is 175, and the max buy-in is 2 BNB.
Okay, cool. So 350 hard cap, 175 soft cap, max buy-in, 2 BNB, and
Yep.
it's tomorrow. Okay. And how much is going to the liquidity pool of that?
80%.
Okay, cool. 80%. All right. And let's see. So, and you guys already have an audit, I think, with InterFi, and you've done KYC with them as well, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, cool. And so that would mean that on the Pink Sale website, you'll have those badges up there as well, KYC and audit badge?
Well, I have the audit badge, but apparently they stopped putting the KYC badge up unless you KYC with them personally. They used to allow you to do it with InterFi, for example, but now I don't know. Now they just want more money, I guess. So they want you to KYC with them, and I'm not going to pay money just for a badge because I've already KYC'd and I've doxed privately with 3 or 4 different companies, and so yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Fair enough.
it's not
Okay.
cheap either.
What's that?
Through Pink Sale, it's not cheap either, too. So.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I can imagine. Okay. So, and then how much percentage are the team tokens and the whatever other wallets there are?
Yeah. So the team tokens are both 5%. Or team and dev wallets are 5%, and then we've got about 40. So I think 49% will be private sale and pre-sale, and then 30% or 25% in LP, and 16% will be reserved for the staking rewards and the CEX liquidity. So we've already actually been in touch with a couple of it was one the other day, and now we've just as of last night there's now 2 central exchanges that have reached out to us. So we're working with them too to try to figure out the best route to go, because it's a rewards token, and rewards tokens and CEXs don't usually jive too well. But yes, you have to have
that's right.
you have to have extra tokens for liquidity, and a lot of projects actually screw themselves over and can't get listed because they don't realize that beforehand.
Okay, well that's good that you've taken it into account then. And yeah, do you have any idea like how will that work with a central exchange regarding the taxes?
Yeah, so the one exchange that I've been talking to, basically what it'll be is they'll be able to do something on their end as far as not providing, because they can't provide the reward, so it's just they can't do that. So there's something they'll have to do on their end as far as coding or whatever goes, but on our end we'll be able to leave it as is, so anybody on the decentralized exchange can still get those rewards, so that's something that they're trying to figure out if that's possible, but it sounded like it was. So that's the way I want it. I don't want to have to take the rewards away, because that's not, I mean, that's the point of the token is for the rewards. So if they can't do it, then I'll have to think about what to do. But I mean, the central exchange obviously is the main goal for every token, right? So got to figure out what, you know, the pros and cons of it. But we're like I said, we haven't even launched yet, so I'm not just gonna instantly jump on an exchange and take the rewards away. That's, you know, so.
Sure. Okay. Well, you know, just speaking about your launch there, like something that I am quite interested to hear about is, do you guys have any sort of measures to prevent sniping bots and, you know, things that completely mess up the chart as soon as it launches? You know, maybe a max buy order or something like that.
So, what I've been talking to a couple other projects that when they launched, I said, "Oh, wow, I liked what they did, and it was a nice, smooth launch." They put a really high buy and sell tax for their first few minutes, and then so I'm thinking if I can do that and have that redistributed, so you can, when you do raise a tax on your contract, you can choose where you want it to go. So I can you know, put it to marketing, I can put it to rewards. So I would put it into rewards. So for example, I would jump the BUSD rewards percentage way up, you know, to like 80 or something percent. So anytime a bot buys, they're getting smashed by that percentage, and then all of that percentage is going to all the investors too at the same time. So.
Right. Well, you just have to worry about real people that might get caught in that as well, you know?
Right, and that's what's hard, because if you're not on Telegram and you're not listening, then you're not gonna know, and it's tough. So yeah, and then if they get slammed with that, then they're gonna create FUD. So, you know, I got to think about the best way to do this.
Yeah, well, I do think it's important to have something for that, because I've just seen, you know, projects really get damaged almost irreparably, you know, by something like this. So yeah, it's something to definitely think about.
Yep. So yeah, we'll have it figured out though. We got our team working on it.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then so for like, you know, to hold people over, I mean, I guess you have the launch pad coming, so that's a week. Hopefully, people can at least hang on for a week until they get that after the launch. But beyond that, there's the payment system, BUSDX Pay.
Right.
But that might be a number of months down the road, maybe say 6 months or longer.
Right.
How do you plan to keep engagement in the community and people, you know, staying interested in the project for so long? We all know that BSC is it's pretty short attention span in general. So, yeah,
Right.
what's the plan there?
I mean, I'm just hoping that the huge rewards that you're gonna get, and then, you know, the continuous projects. So if we just continue to get, you know, eventually if we can get like one or two projects a day or something, that would be amazing on our launchpad, and that's going to create an insane amount of volume. And it's gonna, every time the new project comes up that's going to be listed, it's gonna you know, respark people's attention. So just keeping the projects rolling out as best as we can is going to keep people interested, and it's going to keep those rewards still flowing. So I mean, if you can just sit there and get your initial investment back in BUSD, for example, why would you sell? You know, just you got your initial investment back, and you can just leave your tokens there and always jump in and be the highest tier. And so that's our goal. But I think as long as we keep the projects rolling out, we'll be sitting good, and that's going to give us time to work on the pay system.
Yeah, cool. I think that'll be cool as well, especially if you do get the projects launching through the pad, and we can contribute to them to sort of have something exciting coming in, hopefully, you know, every few days or whatever. That'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, you know, so like I say, so it's not just like we have one utility, we've got a lot of different utilities, so it's going to help. So yeah, a rewards token that has nothing attached to it, I 100% agree is gonna, in a couple months, is gonna be completely kind of washed up, and people move on to the next. So that's why I came up with the Launchpad idea.
Yeah, I think a couple months old rewards token will be like a pretty good one, to be honest, or an ancient one in this world that we're in here.
Right.
So, yeah.
That is
Okay,
true.
cool. Fantastic. Well, that's a pretty good overview of everything here that we've talked about today. I will be opening it up here for questions. We'll go through the text chat first, and then we'll have anybody who wants to ask a question on the voice chat as well. I did have one more question. So I went onto the website, and there's an option to log in, and I didn't know what that is for. So what is that for?
Oh, so that's just part of our BUSDX pay, the back end. So we've been working on that. So you can actually go on there and you'll be able to sign up and kind of check out the back end and stuff of how it's going to look. So that's what we're working on. So that'll be your way you'll log in for that.
Okay, cool. So is there any purpose to it now if I went and made an account?
No. It's just
Okay.
there. It's just there so people can see that it's, that we're working on it, I guess,
Yeah, got it. And then what about like maybe would you consider doing anything cross chain as well? Going to another chain as well?
I honestly haven't really thought too much about that. I know it'd be a lot of extra a lot of extra work involved and stuff. So but maybe down the road we could do that, but nothing soon.
Okay, got it. Well, let's see here about some of these questions we have in the voice chat, or sorry, in the text chat, if we haven't covered them already. One question we have here from Des is, how does the Launchpad get income from people staking? And how does our staked assets create us income mechanics-wise?
So if you stake a token, there's an APR, and so the longer you leave the token staked, the more you're going to receive back in BUSDX. Is that what she was asking?
I think, but he's asking where does the money come from that we receive from?
Oh, so
staking
yeah,
tokens?
so like I was explaining that I do have a 16% reserved set of tokens. 16% of the tokens are reserved for the rewards.
Okay, so there's a 16% reserve put away for the staking rewards.
Correct.
Okay, and then how does the Launchpad get income from people staking? Was another one of his questions, or does it get income from people staking?
No, so the Launchpad, the only way we're going to get paid for the as far as Launchpad goes is going to be whatever we decide to charge per BNB, and then the project that launches will be required to pay that to us, and that's how we'll pay for that. But the staking and stuff, that's all going to be sent back to the holders that when they stake. It's just like any staking app, it's going to be no different.
Yeah, and will we be able to stake other tokens as well, or just BUSDX?
No, just BUSDX.
Okay, got it. And guys, so for staking, when you stake your tokens, obviously that kind of locks them up in some sense, so that they can't be bought or sold, which increases the stability of the price and the confidence in the project, basically. So that's why it's beneficial for projects to offer staking, and they reward people by giving them returns on their staked assets, if that makes sense. So that's why staking is good for projects. And here's a question: how do you guys see yourself in 2 to 3 years from now? What is the dream?
Well, we're going to have that BUSDX virtual pay working great, and you're going to go up to McDonald's and put your phone out and buy your Diet Coke and Big Mac with your BUSDX, right? That's the goal.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see for sure. Okay, so they obviously want to get that BUSDX. That's the big one down the road, and that'll be huge, I think, if they can, if you manage it.
Yeah, the BUSDX pay is if we can get that to work the way I want it to work, it'll be a game changer for sure.
Sure. Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
If you stake, do you also collect your rewards for holding the token on top of the staking ROI?
So the way that our staking DApp is set up right now, so like our staking DApp is developed too, but like I say, we are trying to incorporate them into one. The way that it's set up right now, no, you won't, because it actually takes the token out of your wallet in a sense, and it stakes it. So you're actually not going to be getting the rewards. So we're trying to figure out a way to get, still be able to get the rewards. And we're working with another team on that, and there's a lot to it, and that's Jacob's part. So he's the one that deals with that. But he said it's looking like they have an idea how to do it. Just trying to. There's got to be a lot of testing and stuff involved with it, but so we're hoping to at least let you get your rewards, because I mean, if we can't figure that out, and you can't get your rewards, then we're gonna have to try to come up with some crazy APR to offset the rewards that you would get, because you're not going to stake tokens if you're going to get more back in your rewards in BUSD than you are going to stake them. Why would you stake them, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
either way, we're going to make it to where it's more beneficial to stake, because that's the point of it. So if we can get the rewards to actually accumulate while you're staking, that would be the way to go, and that's the way we're trying to. That's the way we're trying to go. So we'll see. Jacob's smart. He's really smart. So I think he'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay, so we have a question here from Chartwatcher. He says, will there be a maximum BNB per transaction function active? I'm assuming that's on the launch. So people can only buy, yeah.
No. You can buy as much as you want.
Okay, so the purpose of, I think why he asked that question, why will there be a maximum BNB per transaction, is to stop sniper bots. If they buy up a whole 100 BNB or whatever right on the launch, you see.
Yeah, but if they were to buy 100 BNB and I've got it set up at 90% tax, they're only going to get 10.
Right. Okay. That wouldn't be very good for them.
No. And that's why I want to, and I hate that some people might get hurt by it, but I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do to protect every investor. And just because there's a couple that aren't listening to Telegram, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, but you got to jump and tell. I mean, how do they figure? I mean, I guess how do they find out about these tokens anyways if they're not involved in any type of social media? I don't understand. I guess, but
yeah, I don't know. But all I know is I won't be buying right on the launch, because I'll be quite afraid of that. But also, you should see, you should see that, like, the slippage will be much higher if the tax is so high or something like that. I would think so. Anyways, so here's another question.
If I have it set up, if we have it set up at like 80 or 90%, you're not going to be able to buy anyways. I mean, the bots have some kind of weird system. I don't know how they do it, but I've never used a bot, never will. But I mean, somehow they can still buy it no matter what. But as us investors, we can't just go in and buy the token if it's set up that high. So nobody actually will, or nobody should get hurt by it, because you have to set your slippage up to cover that taxes. And I think the highest slippage you can do on Pancake Swap is like 50% anyway.
Hang on. Sorry. Okay, good to go.
So
what was that?
I said so the highest amount of slippage that Pancake Swap, I believe, allows is like 50% anyways. So you're not going to actually be able to purchase the token anyways if the tax is up that high, because you won't be able to cover the slippage on it.
Yeah.
So really, there really shouldn't be any investors that get hurt by that if I raise it up high enough. It'll just be the bot.
Yeah.
Hi, boss. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, how you doing, Jay?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, Jay, just what you're just talking about the bots and that, and the 90% or 80% tax you would do. Just heads up, I was in a project just a few days ago. They done exactly the same thing, but because of the BSC lagging, a lot of people got stuck in there. So obviously, then what happened? It was a really good project, and then you must remember this year that the first people to buy it, they're like the big buyers. So they'll put in 10, 20, 30 BNB in that because obviously they want the lowest price. And what happened? They were taxed 50%, even though they waited, because they were told to wait, because it's humanly impossible for a human being to make a trade in the first or second block, because obviously that's what bots are. Bots grab the first or second or third
Right.
block, but it's humanly possible for a human being to get into the first or second block. But what happens, because this is what you could be wary about, is because of a BSC lagging. So it was lagging, and when people did buy it in the fourth or fifth block, they were still taxed 50%. So what happened there? Obviously, people dumped it, and now it's pretty low. It's a really, really good project. I mean, it's had 70,000 members on Telegram, and it was quite hyped up. But at the moment, it's dumped quite high because obviously people thought that, they were scammed, or they weren't told properly. So obviously, like you said, there'll be a lot of funding. So you have to really watch up about. I don't know what you can do about it, but you've got to do it on a day where BSC ain't lagging. But who knows when it's not lagging? That's the problem. So you have to be careful about that. That's one thing.
Yep.
Just take into consideration. A second thing is that Pink Cell, you didn't answer the question. What Mist was asking you about the like they charge you 2% of the token, because I know another thing as well, that they're quite known to dump their tokens. I don't know if you've done a contract with them or whatever like that, not to dump it, or for a certain amount of time they have to hold it. Because if your token does rise and they do dump it, then obviously it affects the value of a BUSDX.
Yeah. You said I didn't answer the question?
Yeah, because he asked you that about the 2% of the Pink Cell, but then you said no, that we ain't going to do that. When we have our launch pad, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take tokens of people. We're going to charge them a certain amount, which is reasonable. But you didn't answer the question that what he asked you, Mr. asked you that, does Pink Cell take 2% of the tokens? And
yeah. I thought I said they do. Yeah. Yeah. Of course they do. They take 2%. Yep. And then
and have you got a contract with them that they can't sell it at a certain time, or is it just they could do whatever they want with it?
No, they can do what they want. They can do what they want. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just 2%. And if that makes or breaks a project, then I honestly don't think your project's that legit. I mean, that shouldn't make or break the project by them dumping that 2%. And
Yeah, I see that. No, I'm not saying.
overcome.
Obviously, your project is really solid. I mean, I like it. Obviously, I'm going to be an investor in it. Obviously, the project is really good, really solid project. Yeah, but you're just going to be mindful of obviously these sort of like DX and Pink Cell. They're doing this, so you're doing a good thing. Obviously, like you're not doing the same thing. You're not taking projects tokens and that, and you're like you're like a reasonable person. So, which is really very difficult, obviously, in the BSC in the crypto environment. It's really hard to find a reasonable person. You know what I mean? Everybody's in for themselves.
Yep. Yeah, and so like to kind of explain, so like for example, if they do get their 2%, they dump you. We've got people in private sale. Most of the people in the private sale are people that I was in a private Discord with, so they're all loyal people. They're not going to just dump their tokens. That's not who they are. And then if, for example, there are some out there that do dump their 4 BNB worth, we have quite a bit lined up for launch day. So it is going to get offset very quickly with what we have planned. So you guys don't need to worry about that. And anybody that sells on launch day will wake up Tuesday morning and they'll be pretty pissed off at themselves. So
That's cool. Cool.
You'll see.
Yeah, like I said, just be mindful about the bots. I don't know. I can't suggest what to do with that.
Yeah, I know, and it's hard. I don't know, and I still don't know the right thing to do, because just like
I've got a suggestion. I've got one suggestion, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
If you can pin, if you obviously, I don't know how long you got for the pre-sale. I don't know if it's 18 hours or whatever it is. If you can start pinning the message now and get heads up now in 18 hours, instead of doing it on like 2-3 hours, you know what I mean? Because there's people out there that might be working or whatnot like that. So if you can get the pin message up there now and get your mods to do it every hour, 2 hours, it would help a lot. You know what I mean? People getting burnt.
Pin what message?
pin that? I mean, what you're going to do? Like, obviously, you're going to charge 50%
Oh
tax.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll let everybody know for sure what the plan is as far as if we're gonna charge an outrageous amount of tax. I'll let everybody know, and I'll keep.
Yeah, but it's best to do it now, though. If you're going to do it,
repinning
it's best to do it now. Give them heads up now, then
Yeah,
do it 2-3 hours before the launch. You know what I mean? Because there might not be no people.
yeah.
Someone
Yeah,
might not
well,
be on TG.
yeah. Launch isn't until the 22nd yet, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, cool. That was it.
If I
Okay.
may, I
Thank
have a
you.
question.
All right. So I think Arshak, sorry, I skipped you before. I think you had a question as well. Do you want to ask your question? Arshak?
Sure, I'm here.
Okay.
Two questions. One was, how will the people who are, I guess, competing for the whitelist know that they've been selected? Will they be notified by email?
So I'm gonna post the whitelist results in the Telegram.
Okay.
Most likely be tomorrow morning.
Okay. Then the second question I have is, do you plan to have like regular AMAs or something like that to kind of keep people abreast of what's going on in the project?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Like I said, I've had 6 or 7 in the last couple weeks. So I mean, I won't be doing that many, but I'll keep the AMAs rolling out.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I have 2 quick questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I just want to ask regarding the BUSDX pad. Since you have a lot of competitors who are also doing launchpad projects, what are the measures or any other um marketing methods you can do so you can have more IDOs? Because we all know that the tokens BUSDX's price will get higher if we have more and more IDOs.
Right. So I mean, eventually, what I'm wanting to do is to come up with our own auditing and KYC service too. So if you if you launch on our service, then it's just going to be something that's included into the IDO itself. So and then of course with all the marketing that they're going to receive for free, it's just eventually it's going to be a no-brainer, to use us.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Actually, I was going to ask a while ago regarding about other marketing stuff, but you've already mentioned all of those AMAs and other crypto moonshot posts and other things. But lastly, regarding the launch, I just want to make sure that you guys, BSDX will have a successful launch. But given that the market is going down, as you can see, the past few days it went down, and just today the market crashed again. So are there any other measures or any other different things you might do to keep the hype for the USDX?
I mean, it's gonna be hyped up. We got a lot of stuff planned as far as marketing goes. From here until the 22nd, it's gonna be crazy. And even though the market goes down as a whole, still the decentralized exchange crypto space, they're still gonna buy these launches like crazy. That doesn't really have an effect on them too much.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, because actually we're in a private sale right now, and it's been filling out a bit slower than the past few days. That's why I asked the question. I'm a bit worried, but given all of your answers a while ago, I think we're going to trust this project, because this is going to be the second BUSD Reflections project that we're going to ape in case we're gonna be whitelisted or whatever. So we really like the reflections of in terms of fiat. That's BSD. So that's all. Thank you very much, and
Yep.
get well soon, Jay.
Yep. Thank
Can
you.
I ask a
Appreciate
question,
it.
please?
I missed.
Hi. Can I ask a
Hello.
question, please?
Yes.
In my opinion, IDO platform is now risky because you must have the best platform to take over the market. If not working, are you going to be flexible with your roadmaps?
I didn't understand what you said, sir. What was that?
In my opinion, IDO platforms is now risky because there is big competition in IDO platforms. You have to be the best to take over the market. If it doesn't work, are you going to be flexible with your roadmap?
I don't. I don't think it's. You said it's risky to do an IDO. I'm trying to come. I'm going to be different than an IDO that wouldn't require you to do a KYC or an audit. You're going to actually. It's going to be a very safe IDO, if that's kind of what you're worried about.
If
you're
I'm
We're not
taking
just
more-
gonna. We're not going to allow some shitcoin to come on there and launch and rug. That's not what we're about.
Hey Jay, how are you?
Yeah, I think he might have been asking like, it's if he feels it's risky for him to invest in a launch pad because there's already so much competition and other launch pads out there. So why is yours going to do better than the other ones? I think is what he was asking.
Exactly. Thank you very much,
yeah,
mate.
so-
Exactly. You got me right. Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, it's not just a launch pad though. So, I mean, I don't want you guys to only focus on this as being a launch pad token. That's not what it is. This token is for one, it's a rewards token. So, you're getting their 10% rewards, and that's amazing in itself. But then, yeah, we do have the launch pad attached to it. So that's another use case. We've got staking involved. So there's another use case. We've got BUSDX Pay in the works, and that's a huge use case. So it's not just a launchpad token.
Can I ask a question?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Ghost.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I hope you get well very soon, Jay. And thank you. What the IDOs? Kind of like, will you pick any IDOs, like any token that would be listed in the BAD, or are elements to pick good IDO?
Yeah, we are going to have an application, and it'll be listed on the pad. So the projects will have to fill out the application, and then we'll have an interview with the project owner. And like I said, they will need the KYC. They will need to have an audit done on the code. So it's going to be a safe bet for you guys. We're not just going to let anybody jump on and launch their token on our pad. Like obviously like DX sale and Pink sale, anybody can get on there and put a token on there and be good to go.
Yeah,
And
yeah, correct. But
that's not what we're.
the
You're gonna have to go through an application process.
Yeah, what I mean is like good IDOs would would be a good marketing for the badge itself, right?
Yeah, of course. Yep. So they're going to get free marketing too by launching with us, because every single member that we have and everybody that holds a BUSDX token is going to be interested in this project right from the start.
And regarding the marketing, I know the question is repeating itself a lot, but what is after launching the token? Like, are you planning? Is there a plan? Because after launching, few people or a lot of people that's looking for a few X's, and they dump the chart. Like,
yep.
What is after the marketing after lunch?
Yeah.
That's
So like I already said, I've got press releases, 7 different big press releases that are going to be released on launch day. We've got DEX tools trending lined up. There's a couple other things that we have lined up that I'm not at liberty to say because I don't want to get blacklisted in any way or flagged. So I'm not going to say these certain things. But just if you invest in our token on launch day, you'll see what I'm talking about. And if you don't invest in our token, you'll still see what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
I just want to get my head around the XPay. I know I asked you actually in the normal chat before, and I gather it's like a virtual card, so you don't have to get merchants to implement anything or do anything. But is there going to be like any regional concerns with regional restrictions? Because I know like for example, the Crypto.com card you can't add as a virtual card on Google Pay in the UK, and so will there be any issues like that?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's why I'm going to be traveling the world to try to figure all this out. There's going to be a lot to it, and I'm going to learn new things every day. As far as there's a lot that I don't know. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot I don't know, and just every single day, every time I talk to somebody new, about it, I learn new things. So there's a lot to it, and it's gonna it's gonna be a wild ride. So
Cool. Cheers.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a two-parter. The first part of it is obviously with the 10% BUSD as a reward. Usually, those type of reward token mechanisms that is volume based on your buys and sells. So, have you as a team figured out long term what you want to do to maintain healthy volume to make sure that part of the tokenomics is fluid for every investor? And the second part to that, what have you guys thought that would keep you from maintaining that healthy flow of volume?
Yeah. So the launchpad, that's the launchpad was the main reason. Well, the main reason I put the launchpad in with the rewards token was to try to keep that volume up. So the more projects that we get on our launchpad, the more volume it's going to create, because the more people, in order to buy a token on the launchpad, you have to buy BUSDX. If you don't own any BUSDX tokens and you want to purchase a token that's launching on our pad, then you've got to go buy the token. So it's going to keep volume going, and then they're going to dump. You got to have sells. You got to have buys and sells both in order for volume to work. And so I'm 100% certain it's gonna work with the launchpad perfectly. Now, down the line, this might not be a rewards token. In a year, it might not be a rewards token anymore. I might actually just get rid of that and go to a central exchange and focus mainly on the BUSDX pay, because that's the goal of this whole project. So things can change for sure, but down the road, if it turns into being a straight up virtual pay card, and you don't have to worry about the rewards won't be tied to it or anything anymore. So that is a possibility too.
I appreciate it.
Hello? Yeah. So new IDOs that come out in your platform, they go through the process, KYC audit through you, and then they launch. But let's say, nothing is 100%, they still rug pull. Do you have any kind of measures or repercussions for the people who did that on your platform to help the investors that did invest in these new IDOs?
I don't, and unfortunately I can't. I mean, it's at the end of the day, we're going to do our best to make sure that these projects are legit, and we're gonna we'll go against them and try to get the money back if that was to happen, because we're going to have all of their personal information and stuff. But at the end of the day, every investor needs to do their own research. It's a DY, do your own research. And at the end of the day, the investors are the ones that are hitting the buy button, right? So, but we're going to do our best to protect you as much as we can, but we can't just reimburse everybody if a project does decide to honeypot or run.
But you have their information, and you could forward those to law enforcement, maybe.
Absolutely.
Something like that, right?
Yep. So, like I say, we will do our best to try to maybe freeze the wallet, or at least bring that person in. Have the law enforcement. We're gonna save their information, and that'll be used against them if they were to rug. So, but I don't imagine anybody would. Maybe they. I don't know. It seems crazy that people would actually go through a KYC and then still rug.
Happened before. It's happened
I
before.
know. No, it has. It's crazy.
Yeah, nothing's 100%.
Right, it isn't.
Hello.
It isn't.
Hello. Jay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
All right. You're launching on PinkSale, right?
Correct.
And you're launching your launchpad on PinkSale. So why not launching your own coin on your own platform?
So we did our private sale on our platform to just kind of give it a test and see how it worked, and it actually worked out really good. But I went with the PinkSale because of the marketing purposes of it, and it actually worked out really good, because we did get a lot of traffic through the Pink Sale website that saw our project on there. So that's the main reason, just for the marketing purposes of it.
Okay, because you've got like 7,500 members already. A lot of people can afford it as well. You had a lot of AMAs. I listened to 2 of those as well. So you had a lot of marketing already, and just to test your own platform, you know, you can do it on your own platform. I mean,
I
matter
know.
Monday or a week later.
I know we could have. And like I said, we did do our private sale on there. And it worked out good. But I just, at the time when I actually chose to do it on Pink Sale, we didn't have the amount of publicity that we do now. So
you don't want to change it anymore because you had your publicity.
It's already, no, you can't change it once it's already listed on Pink Sale. I would have to redo the contract and all that. And so.
Okay.
Hi, Jay. I have a quick question. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Jay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. I had a quick question. I think I heard you say that it won't be a rewards token forever, correct?
No, that's not, don't set that in stone. I'm just saying it's a possibility that it might not be, you know, down the road if you decide not to do the rewards, because the central exchanges they don't allow you to have BUSD rewards. So we're gonna have to figure that out. And our goal is to be traded on central exchanges, especially when we get the virtual pay system. So that'll be our main goal of the use case. So yeah, we might have to remove the rewards down the line. Yes.
Okay, so does that mean that the name could change?
No, it'll still be BUSDX.
Okay, cool.
It's XPay.
And second question, thank you for that. Is I see that I went on your Telegram, I see that there's only 480 wireless members. Is that the final number, or are you with it? It might be added
450.
more.
450 is the number. So that's why my title says, if you read it, says don't DM me for a whitelist. We don't have any whitelists to give. So they're all allocated for, and then we're going to pick 325 from sweep widgets. So we've actually had to turn down quite a few different calls and stuff. People wanted whitelists, and there were some nice ones that we had to turn down because we just don't have them. And I promised our community that we would only do 450, so I'm not going to turn my back on them.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you for that, man.
Yep. And just so you guys know, I can take a couple more. Excuse me. I can take a couple more questions. At 1:30, I have a Zoom meeting, so I got to jump off here in a couple minutes. So I can take a couple more.
Thank you. Yeah. Hi, Jay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. I'd just like to know, do you have any plans of getting rid of the taxes, especially in the long term, if you were planning to get listed on other exchanges? Because as you know, those exchanges, they prefer coins with 0% tax, as that creates large volume. So are there any plans of getting rid of those taxes?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we do go that route, obviously, if we don't have a reward in BUSD anymore, then we're not going to charge a tax for it. So we will get rid of taxes too altogether. Yes.
Sounds cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Jay, can I just give a quick suggestion? Don't mind. Yeah. Do you know your say a project comes with marketing? Yeah. Would you have a package for them, like you say? Would you have like kind of like a package for them for doing marketing and after launch marketing and all that? Would you consider doing that
for like a project that got on our launchpad?
Say for example, if I've got a project on the launchpad and you've got certain packages like package 1, 2, 3. So package 1 could be just doing the initial marketing for them. Package 2 could be the marketing before launch and after launch, and you can add on like that.
Yeah, actually, that's not really something I was thinking about as like a package deal, but that's actually a brilliant idea, actually. So I might think about that. Thank you. But yeah, that would be something nice, because I do have a lot of connections when it comes to marketing, and I could. I'll look into that. Thank you. I like that idea.
You do that, then obviously then it brings in more projects.
Yeah,
so
for
it
sure.
brings in more hype.
Yeah.
But
no,
I'm going to DM you.
Idea.
I've got a few
more.
Write that down. I've got a few more ideas for you anyway, so I'll DM you. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. DM me for sure.
Hi, just a quick one before you go. Is that all right? You mentioned before about bridging. Do you not think that's kind of not thinking the long term, because a lot of tokens like to bridge for the future to kind of attract a different type of investor moving forward? Do you not think that's a good thing to kind of implement from the start, so you'd have to start messing around with the contract and stuff moving forward?
I mean, yeah, but like I say, this. So
especially if you're going to move to larger